Hi, I'm Heather Gardner, a run coach, marathon runner, and yogi. It's no secret that many runners struggle with bad backs, stiff knees, tight hamstrings, and sore feet. And it's this limited range of motion that causes muscle imbalances and makes people prone to injury. As a result of this cold weather, you may have already reduced your mileage. And if you've set a New Year's goal of a personal best, or maybe just to get rid of those nagging injuries, yoga could be just what you need to run faster, stronger, and your best season yet. Here are the stretches I use and recommend to the runners I work with. To demonstrate the poses, we have Christy Edgson from Urban Edge. For our first posture, Christy's going to take us through a side bend. Extending her arms above her head, she's going to lengthen through her spine and hinge at her waist, over to the side, lengthening through her hips, through her side ribs, and up through her shoulder. Staying nice and tall, holding it here for 5 to 8 breaths before she engages that core, comes back up to center, and performs the posture again on the other side. Our next posture is a forward fold, but before we go there, I'm going to have Christy do a slight back bend, arching her spine just a tiny bit, really opening through her chest. You know, sometimes as runners we hunch forward when we've been out there for a long time, so really stretching open and then hinging at the waist. She's going to lean forward, stretching down for her toes, keeping a slight bend in her knee, reaching towards the floor, lengthening through those hamstrings. If this is a little too easy, she can grab on elbow to elbow as an alternative, or bring those hands behind her legs, really lengthening through those hamstrings as she stretches her body up. From our forward fold, Christy's going to place her hands down onto the floor and step her feet back into a downward facing dog. Now she's in an upside down V. We should see a nice straight line from her hands to her hips and from her heels to her hips. She's lengthening her hamstrings, she's stretching out through her calves, all while building strength in her upper body as well as her lower body. From downward facing dog, Christy's going to hinge forward, stepping her right foot up between her hands, making sure her heel and her knee are in a line. Now she's actually stretching through her hip flexor, so we want to make sure that she has a pelvic tilt and she's lengthening through the front of her hip. Now, of course, depending on your flexibility, may depend on what the position looks like. After holding it for 5 to 8 breaths, hinging back into downward dog and repeating it again, this time on the other side. So from our low lunge, on her left leg, Christy's going to come up and she's going to move into pigeon. Now in pigeon posture, she's keeping that left leg forwards, bringing her knee towards her left hand and her foot towards her wrist. Now the angle of her front leg, depending on your flexibility, could be in any sort of range. We want to make sure that the foot stays flexed, starting with her hands on the floor, opening through her chest. Then as she gains more flexibility through that glute, through her hip flexor, she may be able, and you may be able, to hinge forwards. Now our back leg, we want to make sure that it extends out from behind the body, holding this posture again for 5 to 8 breaths. Once she's done, Christy's going to come up into downward facing dog, and she's going to repeat it, exact same thing, on that right side, bringing the right knee and the right hands up to the front of the body, opening through that chest, maybe holding it there, maybe coming down onto her forearms or all the way down to the floor. For our final posture, Christy is doing legs up the wall. Now this is a great spot to relax and to finish. Imagine after your long run, you just did the stretches we've shown, and now being able to break here for 5 minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes. Perfect for runners, anyone with tired legs, tired feet, being able to improve that circulation and to just relax. These simple stretches will help you run comfortably and efficiently. Even when winter's over, be sure to keep stretching to make sure your body is well maintained and injury-free. If you have any questions, you can reach me at runsoulcycle.com. For Canadian Running Magazine, I'm Heather Gardner. Be fit, stay healthy, and have fun.